There is something happening when a Jamaican rhythm enters your body that has nothing to do with entertainment, nothing to do with dancing, nothing to do with the industry labeled it so that they could sell it back to you at a price. What is happening? What has always been happening is frequency alignment, cellular memory activation, ancestral communication across time and space. The drum was never just rhythm. The melody was never just sound. The bass line was never just vibration. It was medicine, and the colonial world knew that, which is exactly why they tried to take it from us. Today I'm sharing with you what our music actually is, what it was designed to do, and why, when you hear it, something in you that was asleep suddenly remembers. Before there was English forced into our ancestors' mouth, there was the drum. In Africa, the drum was not an instrument, it was a technology. It carried messages across miles. It announced birth. It honored death. It called the community together. It spoke to the spirit world when words were not enough. And when our people were stolen, when they were shackled and shipped and forced into a new world that wanted their bodies but feared their souls, the drum went with them, not physically, but in the blood, in the bones, in the heartbeat that could not be stolen no matter how much was taken. The slave masters understood something the modern world pretends not to know. They understood that rhythm was not entertainment, it was power, it was communication, it was resistance encoded in sound. That is why they banned the drum. That is why they criminalized the gathering. Because they knew if you could keep the rhythm, you could keep your soul. But our ancestors were not defeated. They hid the drum in everything, in the clapping of hands, in the stomp of feet on earth, in the cadence of work songs that sounded like obedience but were actually encrypted rebellion. And when reggae was born, when ska evolved into rocksteady and rocksteady gave birth to that one drop rhythm, what emerged was not a new genre of music. It was a drum returning. The heartbeat of a people who refused to be silenced was now amplified through speakers, carried on airwaves, moving across the globe like a frequency that cannot be contained. Let me be very specific about what I mean when I say frequency. Everything in existence vibrates. Your body vibrates, your thoughts vibrate, your emotions vibrate. And sound. Sound is the most direct, most ancient, most powerful tool humanity has ever had to shift the vibrational state of a living being. There are frequencies that heal. There are frequencies that harm. There are frequencies that wake you up, and there are frequencies that put you to sleep. Reggae music, true reggae, roots reggae, the music that came from the soil of Jamaica and the soul of a suffering people, operates at a frequency that does something very specific to your nervous system. It slows you down. It drops you into your body. It syncs your heart rate to the baseline. And when that happens, when the external rhythm matches the internal rhythm, something unlocks. The mind quiets, the wound softens, and the soul remembers. Some may think this is mysticism, but it's physics, it's biology. Sound waves enter the body through the air, yes, but they also enter through the skin, through bone conduction, through the resonance of your own skeletal structure. Your entire body is an instrument, and Jamaican music knows how to play it. The one drop, that signature reggae rhythm, where the emphasis falls on the third beat, It creates a hypnotic meditative state. It mirrors the rhythm of breathing, of walking, of a heartbeat at rest. It is the opposite of the frantic, overstimulating fight or flight frequencies that dominate modern music. When you listen to reggae, your body is not being entertained. It is being recalibrated. It's being restored. It's being returned to a state of coherence that the stress of survival has been disrupting for generations. And then there are the words. Bob Marley did not write songs, he wrote prophecy. Peter Tosh did not perform. He declared war on Babylon with his voice as the weapon. Burning Spear did not make albums. He created sonic portals back to the memory of who we were before they told us who to be. The lyrics of Jamaican music have always carried a double function. On the surface, melody, poetry, something you can move your body to. But underneath, that's instruction, truth, a counter narrative to every lie the system tried to program into you. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. That is not a song. That is a command encoded in rhythm so that even if your conscious mind is asleep, your soul receives the message. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That is not poetry. That is surgery. It is spiritual instruction delivered at the exact frequency required for it to bypass the intellectual defenses and land directly in the soul. The colonizer gave you the Bible and told you to sing hymns of obedience. Your ancestors gave you reggae and told you to remember you are a king or a queen. Every rhythm, every bass line, every chant, it is ancestral intelligence preserved in sound. It is your grandmother's prayers mixed with your grandfather's rage, wrapped in a frequency designed to keep you awake in a world that profits from your sleep. And when the modern industry took reggae and turned it into a commodity, when they stripped it of its spiritual weight and repackaged it as world music for people who will never understand what it was born from, they tried to do what they have always done. Take the medicine and turn it into poison. Take the weapon and turn it into decoration. But it does not work because the frequency cannot be fully controlled. The medicine still moves. And every time a Jamaican picks up an instrument, writes a lyric, steps into a studio with the fire of their lineage burning inside them, they're not making music, they're continuing the resistance. So what does that mean for you right now, today? It means you must stop treating Jamaican music like background noise. Stop playing it while you scroll. Stop letting it be the soundtrack to your distraction. The music is trying to heal you, but healing requires your participation. Here's what you can do. Choose one song, not the commercialized version, not the watered down remix. Go to the roots, whether Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Burning Spear culture, Black Uhuru, Steel Pulse. Find a song that was made before the industry got its hands on it. Sit with it. No multitasking, no distractions. Close your eyes if you can. Let the bass line move through your chest. Let the rhythm sync with your breath. And listen. Not just with your ears, but with your body, with a part of you that remembers what your mind has forgotten. Notice what happens. Notice if something tight begins to loosen. Notice if something asleep begins to stir. Notice if there's a part of you, quiet, buried, waiting, that suddenly feels seen. This is not the music making you feel something. This is the music waking up what was always there. And if you're a creator, if you make music, if you write, if you speak, if you build, understand this. You are not here to entertain. You are here to continue what your ancestors began. You are here to encode truth in frequency, to create medicine that moves through sound, through rhythm, through the vibration of your own voice saying what the system does not want said. Jamaican music was never meant to make you comfortable. It was meant to make you remember, and remembering is the most dangerous thing a colonized people can do. The next time you hear a reggae bass line, I want you to know what you're hearing. You're hearing the heartbeat of a people who were stolen, silenced, enslaved, and refused to die. You're hearing the drum that was banned because it carried too much power. You're hearing your grandmother's prayer and your grandfather's rage, distilled in a frequency that crosses time and space to reach you right here, right now. This is not culture for culture's sake. This is medicine. And you do not need a prescription. You do not need permission. You just need to turn it on, close your eyes, and let it do what it was always designed to do. What is one reggae song that has stayed with you your whole life? Drop it in the comment below. Go listen to it again today. And this time, listen with your whole body. The music was designed to heal you, to wake you up, to restore you, to remind you who you are. The music is still playing. It has never stopped. And it is waiting, not to entertain you, but to bring you home.